CMS acknowledges the traditional owners of this land, the Ngunnawal people, and respect their elders past, present, and emerging.
Ma versus ma.
I don't know,
Yeah.
CMS Lingo Lounge 91.1.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Lingo Lounge. You're listening to CMS Radio 91.1. We're multicultural. Today, you're joined by myself, Andy Nguyen, and my wonderful co-host today.
Jayden Thodhlana.
Wonderful. And today, we're here on the Lingo Lounge. I myself am Vietnamese.
I'm Zimbabwean.
And today, we're going to just talk a little bit about, who we are, a little bit about our language, a little bit of our culture and our heritage. It's going to be a fun time. We're a bit new to this, so we're a little bit nervous, but I think it's going to be good. All right, so Jayden, let's kick off with you. So you're from Zimbabwe. Can you, first off, how do you introduce yourself in your native language?
Depends on the type.
Depends on the type. What type?
If you want to go with slang,
Okay.
or you want to go with the traditional type.
Let's give us both. Give me a slang greeting in Zimbabwe.
There's the traditional, which is moro,
More?
and then there's the slang, which is hiss.
Okay. What are the differences between those two?
They just mean the same.
They mean the same thing, and that's
Yeah,
just
but hiss is used more often with kids than
okay.
adults.
So if I was going to say hello to you, I would say Hess.
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, okay. So what would be the different situations where I'd say Hess versus something else?
When you're casually meeting your friends, you could say hiss.
Okay.
And then if you're with adults, you have to say moro.
Interesting. Okay. So if I was going to say hello to you, I'd say Hess, Jayden.
Yeah.
And then what would you say back to me?
Hiss.
Well, I'm an adult, Jayden. You wouldn't say more?
Well, friends.
Oh, we're friends. Okay. Very good. Very good. So we're both friends, so we can both say
Yeah,
Hess. Hess, Jayden.
hiss.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. Anything else? How else would you introduce yourself? Would you say, hi, how are you? What's the typical introduction?
To be honest, if I was to introduce myself to one of my friends, I'll just say hiss.
Uh-huh.
They would say hi back. I would ask them, how are you going? Like, urukite. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, unkite?
Urukite.
Urukite.
Urikuite.
Urukihite. Is that close?
Close enough.
Ah,
So then they would respond with whatever they're doing.
okay.
Then you introduce yourself like, I'm Jayden.
Yeah, interesting.
And yeah.
So how you'd ask is usually you'd ask what you're doing as opposed
Yeah.
to how are you or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It's kind of similar a bit to Vietnamese as well. So if I was going to introduce myself, again, it's interesting that you bring up that there's different hellos depending on if you're an adult or if you're a child. We have something very similar in Vietnamese. Vietnamese is a very hierarchical language. So depending on who you're talking to, you'll have to change up how you speak. Like in Zimbabwe, is it Zimbabwean? Yeah.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Like our language is called Shona.
Oh, sorry?
Shona.
Shona.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. There you go. We're learning something new every day. So Shona. So similar into Shona, Vietnamese is actually quite a hierarchical language. So there's different levels that you need to acknowledge and respect when you speak to elders or children. So, for example, if I was going to say hello to you, I think that the traditional way to say hello would be Xin Jiao. So Sin Jiao. So those two words, you say hello.
Xin Jiao.
Xin Jiao. Very good.
Oh,
Excellent. There you go.
That's
So-
pretty easy.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. But to move on from that, and then in order to distinguish yourself, it actually depends on who it is that you're talking to. So if I was talking to someone older, I'd refer to myself in a certain way. So I would talk to myself as am or jiao. These mean like younger person. And if I was talking to someone who was older, it would actually depend on, I guess, what my family relationship is to them. So if they were my auntie, I could call, well, actually, no, there's actually several words for auntie as well. And there's lots of several words for uncle. So it's actually quite a complicated language because you have to know who you're talking to, what your relationship is with them, and then also the hierarchy and how you refer to yourself. So yeah, it's a little bit of a head twister, but I thought it was just really interesting that you had two different words for hello depending on
I just
you can do?
remembered about that, but like Shona, it depends who you're talking to. If you're to ask how are you,
Uh-huh.
if you're to ask how are you to an adult, you'd have to say Makadini,
Makadin.
Makadini.
Makadini.
And then if you're talking to someone you're close to or your friend, you could say Bohere.
Boyere.
Bohere.
Bohere.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say to me?
Bohere.
Because we're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, that's really interesting. There you go. And they mean the same thing though, right?
Yeah, they mean the same thing.
They
But it's
are-
like,
what are you doing?
it's more respectful if you say
Ah.
Makadini.
Makadin.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Wow. Yeah, it's interesting because in Vietnamese, when you ask someone, well, it's similar because we don't actually ask how are you in Vietnamese. I think what we ask typically after we say hello is we ask khỏe không. So khỏe không is actually a question. It means I think the literal translation is actually are you strong? Are you well? Are you well off? And I think that's supposed to be similar to how are you? So it's actually weird because I think the word kong at the end is actually no. So it's actually asking healthy no, as in are you healthy? Yeah, or are you healthy? Yeah. So we talk a lot about your health and your well-being as opposed to I guess how are you, you know, and that's how you sort of respond, which is really interesting. There you go. Look at that. I feel like we're already learning a couple of things about each other's languages. That's really good. Yeah.
So, I want to learn a bit about your language. How do you say village?
Village.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tricky. I think there's probably a couple of different ways to learn to talk about a location. So I think probably the most common use of the word would probably be Tan Pho. So Tan Pho is a city, and a city could basically be anything really. I think when you talk about it in the context of Vietnam, a city might be Hanoi or Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City. You call those to be Tan Pho. So those are like the big cities where a lot of people kind of reside. In terms of villages, I think it would actually have to depend on where you are. I'm just going to quickly whip out my book here. So this is my little Vietnamese learning book. So I've recently had to start learning Vietnamese properly because I've actually gotten a little bit slack on learning it. So a quick shout out, if you are in Canberra, I just want to quickly shout out the Canberra Vietnamese School. I've been learning Vietnamese for a couple months now. My teachers are Thầy Thanh and Go Kim. They've been helping me learn Vietnamese as an adult just because it's been a while since I've had to pick it up. But anyway, I've just booked out my book here and there's a couple of different words for city that I've just gotten written down here. So basically, depending on where you are in Vietnam, there's lots of different words that you can use to capture whereabouts you are. So we've got Tan Pho, which is a city. We've got a Tin, which is a province, and a Mien, which is a region. So depending on where you are, that's kind of how you describe where a village is. But yeah, I don't know if I've got a specific word for village specifically though. What about you? What about in
Kind of say Kumusha.
Kamusha?
Kumusha.
Kumusha. Wow,
Which is
there's a really specific way of pronouncing these things, eh?
Yeah, it's like countryside, but it's like where more adults live.
Adults
Like,
live.
Elders.
Okay.
live there.
And where do the kids live?
The kids, they're like more rural villages.
Rural villages.
Yeah.
There you go. Excellent. There you go. Now, Jayden, you talked to me just before we jumped on the pod. I understand that you've only just recently come to Australia, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been in Australia for?
For like 7 months.
7 months. How's it been?
It's been nice.
Been nice? There you go. Okay. And how does it compare to living back in Zimbabwe?
Here's a bit more advanced, but
Advanced. Okay.
yeah. I would rather live here,
Okay.
but I left all my friends and
Oh,
family in Zimbabwe.
there you go. Well, is there anything you want to say to your friends and your family who might be watching today?
How's Zimbabwe?
How's Zimbabwe? Did you want to say it to them in your native language?
Kind of forgot.
Oh, no. Oh, Jayden. What's going on? Okay. So it's been 7 months. How's your Zimbabwe... How's your language been? Has it...
It's been like A bit stable. I don't speak it much though.
You're not speaking it much?
No,
Oh.
no.
So whereabouts are you, when are you speaking your language? Are you speaking it at home? Speaking it with your
Sometimes
family?
when I'm at home, yeah.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. So you're finding a lot of opportunities to practice your
Yeah.
language? Okay, okay.
I would have probably not really known how to speak the language if it wasn't for my friends back in Zimbabwe. Some of them
Wow.
didn't really understand English, so
Yeah.
I have to speak to them in Shona.
Oh, wow. There you go. See, that's really interesting. I was born in Australia, and I grew up in Australia. I remember as a kid, my mum and dad used to take me to Vietnamese school every Saturday, which is where I had to learn Vietnamese. But unfortunately, I was a very bad student, so I didn't remember much, which is why I've had to start learning it now as an adult because, I just realized that I started forgetting these things because it's a hard thing to do, I think, you know. It's something that some people might not think about because if you grow up in I guess a non-Australian or a non-Australian background or with non-Australian parents, you realize that you have to actually pick up the language, you know. I remember as a kid I was learning English, but then also having to learn Vietnamese at the same time. And then I remember sometimes getting confused because you were literally learning two languages as you were growing up. And it was a bit tricky. And then even as an adult, you kind of still have to remember it and you still have to practice it and learn it. And it's something that you might not think about if you don't speak another language. So again, huge shout out to anyone who actually speaks a different language because I think it's a hard thing to do and it's something that you can definitely lose if you don't practice it. So well done on you for learning the language and for practicing and keeping it up. Because I think it's a really good skill to have. I don't think a lot of people think about it too much.
Yeah. Do you have any tongue twisters?
Tongue twisters? Oh boy. I'll have to think about that one. In the meantime, let's ask you. Hey, what kind of tongue twisters you got for us?
I have Akanga Nyimo Awangarar.
Okay. Oh, I can already see myself struggling with that one. But what does it mean first off?
It means if you start something, you have to finish it.
Oh wow, that's quite serious, you know. If you start something, you have to finish it. Okay, and is that just used in any context, or when would you say that? Like if someone's threatening you, you're going to start something, you're going to finish it. Is it about do you talk about your homework? Like if you start your homework, you got to finish your homework. Like
sometimes, yeah.
Okay, when would you use it?
Me, I wouldn't really use it.
You wouldn't use it, okay. Okay, that's good. All right, so could you say it again? Let me see if I can. I'll have a cry.
Akanga Nyimo Awangarar.
Oh gosh. Okay, can you all right, break it down for me? Go real slow so I can see if I can practice it. Akanga. Nyimo. Avangara. Ra. It's a rolled R.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awangarara.
Avangarara.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, all together?
Yeah.
Can you say it all together?
Akanga Nyimo Awangarar.
Akanga Nimo Akangara.
Awangarar.
Okay, all right. I'll try and remember that one, but that was tricky. Akanga Nimo Avangara.
Yeah.
That's pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close.
Akanga close. Okay. All right, what else you got? Any other ones?
Mukuru hanga aigare funde.
Oh boy, that one's even longer. Okay, all right. What does that mean first off?
Bueno. I forgot.
You forgot. Okay. I have also forgotten, so I actually don't know what that means either. Okay, but it's a tongue twister though. So what is it? Is it hard to pronounce to say these? Like, what makes that a tongue twister?
Yeah. If you're speaking to someone who doesn't really understand the language, they wouldn't be able to pronounce it.
Really?
Because there's some specific pronunciations to words depending on how they're spelled out.
Okay.
Because some words you could pronounce the D as the. Like the. And then D as D.
D is D.
Yeah, normal.
Really interesting. Yeah. Okay, well there's actually a little bit of similarity between Vietnamese as well. So what I found really tricky in Vietnamese is that similar to that we have lots of different tones in Vietnamese. So if you say something one way, if you change up the tone, it means a completely different word. So even though the same sound is said the same, this tone of the word actually changes the meaning. So a quick example is like ba versus ba. So those are two words. So ba is the sound, ba versus ba. Do you hear the difference? Ba,
Yeah, the tone.
ba.
It's like low.
Yeah. So ba would actually mean dad, but ba actually means grandma. And even though they're very similar, if you say the tone slightly differently, you're actually talking about two different people. Yeah, it's really tricky. So you have to really listen in Vietnamese, just because there's so much tonality to it. In the language we have, I think it's 6 different tones. So there's upward tones, there's downward tones, there's like inflection tones. There's a full stop tone. So there's a lot of different tones, and depending on which tone you use, it can completely change up the word. So again, I think it's very similar, because if you say something slightly differently, you can mean something completely different. So it's really interesting that, because I always found that a bit tricky, because sometimes when you hear the word ba and ba, it almost sounds the same, particularly for people who perhaps aren't attuned to it. You might not notice the difference. But yeah, it's something very similar that we have between our two languages.
Yeah. How do you say grandpa in your language?
Grandpa. Well, again, it goes back to what I was saying before around how in Vietnamese, depending on who you're talking to, the words actually change. So I would say there's probably 2 different words for grandpa, and it depends on whether or not it's your grandpa from your dad's side or your mum's side. So yeah, so we have 2 different words for it. So if it's your dad's dad, so the grandpa on your dad's side, you'd call him Ong Noi. But if it's if it's your mum's dad, so your grandpa on your mum's side, you'd call him Ong Wai. So Ong Noi is your dad's dad. Ong Wai is your mum's dad. See that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky, eh? It's tricky, you know? I've ended up having to draw out a bit of a family tree, because I'm getting confused in my own family to figure out who is who, how they're related to me, and how I should then refer to them as. Because yeah, depending on if it's on your mum's side or on your dad's side, if they're older, if they're younger, if they're your auntie or your uncle, it actually changes what it is that you'd refer to them as. So it's a little bit tricky to think about. What about for you? How would you say grandpa? And does it change depending on?
No, it doesn't change.
Doesn't change.
It's the same.
What is it?
Like sekuru.
Sekuru.
Yeah.
Okay. I think my pronunciation's getting better. What do you think?
Yeah, it's getting a bit better.
Yeah, excellent. Okay.
Some words are easier to pronounce than others.
Okay. What about so you got grandpa, Sekuru, and what about your grandma?
Mbuya.
Mbuya.
Yeah.
Sekuru, Mbuya.
It's just that sekuru cannot just be used for a grandpa. Like if your mom has a brother, you also call him sekuru.
Oh, so your mum's brother and also your mum's dad is all Sekuru.
Sekuru. Yeah.
Interesting. So just older male figure is Sekuru.
Pretty much, yeah.
There you go. Is that the same for grandma as well?
No.
Oh, it's different. Okay, okay. So your mum, if your mum has a sister, you'd call her something else. Like your auntie. Your auntie. Do you, what's auntie? Do you know?
Depends on the mom or the dad's side.
Really? Okay.
If it's the dad's side and the husband, like for me, my dad has like 6 siblings. So if one of his siblings was younger than him, and his wife was married to him as well, they would be called Bamnini and Mainini.
Bamnini.
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 Yeah, and Mainini.
Manini.
Mainini.
Oh god, I thought I was getting good, but I think I'm getting worse. Okay.
Yeah, but if they're older, there's Bamkuru and Maiguru.
Bamkuru, Maiguru.
Yeah.
There you go. See, that's exactly the same in Vietnamese as well, depending on if they're older or they're younger, depending on if they're mum on your dad's side, you'd call them something different. So I'll have to try and remember, but I think if they're related to your dad or your mum and they're older, you'd call them back. If they are younger, oh boy, it depends. It would depend on whether or not it's Z or Gore. And then if it's that's for if it's your younger sister or your mum or your dad's younger sister, and then if it's younger brother, it would be called Ju or Go. And then there's also a different term for who they marry. Oh, it's very complicated. There's lots of different languages.
Yeah.
See that? In English, it's really easy because it's just grandpa, grandma, auntie, uncle, and that's it. You know, there doesn't need to be any relational or hierarchical relationships that you have to consider. So yeah, maybe it's a little bit easier if you speak English because then
Yeah.
you just don't have to remember that many. Awesome. All right. I think that's a good way to introduce a little bit of who we are, a little bit about our families, and it's a little bit of information on, I guess, how the different languages work.
And pronunciations.
And pronunciations. Yeah, I think I need to work on a bit on my pronunciations. You've been pretty well. You've done pretty well with the Vietnamese pronunciation.
Yeah, but I'll
That's been
forget
very
most of these words.
Ah, that's fine. That's fine. But it's been good. I've learned a lot about Zimbabwe. So what was the? How do you pronounce? What was the language? Shona. I gotta remember that. Shona. I've learned a bit about Shona and how it's a little bit similar to Vietnamese. It's nice to know that the family sides and whether or not you're older or younger, that plays into how it is that you'd say how you'd refer to them. And at the same time, you also have two different words for hello, and you also have two different ways to say how are you, depending on the relationship. And that's very similar to Vietnamese as well. Depending on whether or not you're older or younger, you do have to say sort of different things. Let's jump into a conversation about everything that sits around the language, the culture, the traditions, the holidays, the festivals, the celebrations. Any big significant celebrations in Zimbabwe?
No, not really.
No? No big... What's the... Do you guys have a big New Year's? Is there a significant cultural celebration?
No, it's pretty much the same with English.
Same as English. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any cultural differences? Do you still have, a big fat red man coming down the chimney and giving you guys
No.
presents? Oh, no, you don't.
Like
Santa
pretty
Claus.
much as soon as you turn 5, your parents are gonna tell you all that stuff is fake.
No. And for all our listeners out there, Jayden's lying. Don't believe him for a second there. No, don't say that, Jayden. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Anything else? What else? What is there to celebrate in Zimbabwe?
Most of the time, a lot of Zimbabweans know each other, but what we pretty much do is just organize barbecues.
Barbecues.
Meet up at one
okay.
person's house and just barbecue.
There you go.
Check it out.
A lot of food there.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. This is one of my favorite topics. As you probably see by my wonderful shirt here, I've got a little banh mi action going on. Banh mi is one of the traditional sandwiches of Vietnam. But although I think it's actually getting quite popular here in Australia as well. Have you had a banh mi before?
No.
No? Oh, mate, I'm going to have to get you a banh mi. It's delicious. I'll paint you a picture. It is incredible. Start off, nice, big, fluffy baguette roll. Like, we are talking crispy, crunchy, soft in the middle, just delicious. As soon as it comes out of the oven, oh my God, the waft of the smell, just brilliant open. They cut that bad boy open, whack it open, and they slather on the biggest layer of, I think it's like cultured butter, or it's like a really soft, really decadent, really heavy butter, Nice layer of that just to keep it going. Then they whack on some pate, which is just some really fatty sauce, Whack that on top there, really delicious, really savory. It's quite a salty paste as well. And then after that, you really can throw whatever it is that you want on it. So the protein can be a different mix of cold cut meats. I think the really popular one in Australia is a pork belly roll. So a nice bit of crackling on top there. It's a nice bit of pork belly that's been roasted. Throw that on top. Other variations could be like some lemongrass chicken. You could throw that on there as well. Not all together, of course. Otherwise, you wouldn't wake up tomorrow morning. You'd be completely comatose. But otherwise, you could also do like a nice fried egg or some tofu if you're doing something vegetarian. But yeah, after your protein, you then throw on some delicious pickled carrots or some pickled daikons. They give a nice bite, nice amount of sweetness, but also a bit of tang to it as well. Bit of coriander, nice cucumber, and then if you're feeling brave, whack on a bit of chili. Chili's not for me personally. Are you a big fan of chili?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Big fan of chili.
Yeah,
okay.
my dad eats a lot of it.
Do you eat a lot of chili?
Not a lot, but
Okay.
I can.
I'm gonna
tolerate
get
it.
you the chilliest banh mi in the world, and we'll see how we go. Anyway, I'm gonna drool over this microphone, but if I keep talking, but yeah, that's a big, nice banh mi. It's a nice thing to have for lunch. Honestly, I'd eat it any time of the day, to be honest. I really love a banh mi. I think it's nice and refreshing, really nice and filling. And the variety that it offers is just, I don't know, it's really good. But yeah, at the end of the day, I love a nice, thick, crusty baguette because I don't know, I just haven't been able to get too many of them in Canberra, but you know, when I find a good one, it's amazing. Anyway, sorry, I've completely taken over the tangent here. You were talking about how in Zimbabwe you guys have a nice big barbecue together.
Yeah.
What do you guys usually have in the barbecue?
They prepare our traditional, like our staple foods. Like they just have sadza.
Sadza?
Which is like, I don't know how to explain it.
Walk me through it. What does it taste like? Is it sweet, salty? Is it fatty? Is it bitter?
I'm not sure.
Oh, is it a bread? What is it? I've
not
never
bread.
heard of this.
It's not a bread, no.
What is it? So how do you pronounce it?
Sadza.
Sadza. And what is sadza?
It's like something you'd eat at dinner.
Okay. So it's a dinner food.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I don't really know how to explain it.
Okay, but is it delicious?
Depends on what you like. A lot of kids don't like it.
Really?
They just like it if it has a soup on the side.
Okay. And what's the soup?
Pretty much any soup.
Any soup?
Yeah.
Any soup. What soup do you like to eat with your sadza?
Tomato soup.
Tomato soup. There you
Yeah.
go. So is it a bread?
It's not bread, no.
It's not a bread. Oh gosh, I don't know what this is now. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Any other dishes? What else do you like to eat? Do you eat that at the barbecue? Sadza with some soup?
And sometimes they just put it on the side, but kids don't aim for that.
Oh,
They
okay.
mostly aim for the rice and then go for the chicken and the other stuff.
Oh, okay. And how do they cook the chicken? What's special about
They
the chicken?
turn on the grill,
Uh-huh.
but the grills we have are not like the grills you find in a park.
Uh-huh.
They're the grills the barbecue grills with the rods. And
Yeah,
the
for the
fire
charcoal?
underneath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So you really get that flame, really get that charcoal flavor.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, so you're cooking some chicken on there. Is there any special spices?
No, not really.
No?
You just
Oh.
cook it, put it on the side, and then
There you go.
you eat.
Amazing. Okay. What do the kids like to eat then? Just the chicken and the rice?
And sausage.
And sausage. Okay, excellent. There you go. What about sweets? Any desserts? Are you guys Big-
Desserts.
big desserts in Zimbabwe?
No.
Really? Oh. What else is there to eat in Zimbabwe?
We have our own juice. Like
Juice?
It's kind of like cordial.
Okay. What's it called?
Mazoe.
Mazoe.
Yeah, it's named after a river
Oh.
somewhere. In
really?
Zimbabwe. Yeah.
Mazoe.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the flavor of Mazoe?
Pretty much like cordial.
Okay.
Pretty
so it's
much
quite
any
sweet.
cordial flavor you can find is the
Really?
same as Mazoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor of Mazoe?
Probably. I can't remember the name of the flavor.
Is it like a fruit? Is it like
Yeah, it is a fruit.
It's a fruit?
It was like peach flavor.
Peach flavor. Peach
Yeah.
flavor Mazoe. Okay. And can you buy it here in Australia?
No.
Oh.
You probably can buy it in some Zimbabwean stores, but it will be
Okay.
really expensive.
Oh.
Around $10.
That's fine. All right.
In
After-
Zimbabwe, you could buy like 2 bottles for $2.
Ah, dang it, we'll have to. If you fly me back to Zimbabwe, we can get some Mazoe together, and I'll bring you some banh mi. How's that? Sounds like a plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Love it. Awesome. Amazing. Okay. Yeah, there's so much different foods in Vietnam. I mean, banh mi is just one of my favorites, and I got this lovely shirt from it when I went to Vietnam last time. But there's so many other different foods, and for me, I've gone through a bit of a journey where try and figure out all the different types of food. I don't know if you know too much Vietnamese food, but there's some really popular ones that have become really popular in Australia. So things like pho, which is like a noodle soup. Yeah, so it's a noodle soup. The soup has to be cooked for 10, 12 hours. It's done with lots of usually beef bone broth, and it's stewed and it's cooked for 10 hours. And in there you've got some charred vegetables, you've got some different spices, and you have to cook that down until it becomes really flavorful and really unctuous. And that soup is served on top of some thin rice noodles. It's got a bunch of different accoutrements, so things like thinly sliced onions, some coriander, some spring onions, and sometimes you can have some hoisin sauce and some chili sauce as well. And it's usually served on top with different types of protein. You can have chicken for pho ga, or you can have pho ba, which is pho thai, which is rare beef. And the hot liquid actually cooks the beef. But yeah, that's a really popular one. There's heaps of other ones that are quite popular as well. So another one would be Nguyen. That's do you know cold rolls or rice paper rolls? Rice
Yeah.
paper rolls? Yeah. There's a couple of places doing them now. I think Rolled sells them, and that's probably the most popular one known. But that's like a nice rice paper roll. So the rice paper, which gets, I'm not sure how it's made, but it's dried out. You stick it in some water just to reheat it and to reliquefy it, and then that acts as your nice that's your nice foundation for the rest of your rice paper, which is really good.
Yeah, in Zimbabwe we also have like sticky nyama.
Sticky nyama, what's that?
It's like this type of meat that they specially cook so that it ends up a bit sticky.
Oh, okay.
If you take too long to eat it, it'll dry up on your plates.
Wow.
Probably stick onto your plates.
What kind of meat is it?
It's like cow.
Cow?
Beef.
Okay, so beef. Yeah.
And then sometimes if you take too long, the soup will just dry out, stay on your
No.
plates. It'll be impossible to eat.
So how long do you have until you to eat it? Like
Like
5 minutes?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
And
Wow,
dry.
okay.
But if it dries up, you could also put your sides above it.
So
Because
that's
it'll be hot.
Oh, okay.
And then it will heat it back up and
There
the
you
soup will
go.
just liquidify
There you go.
and the meat will be hot again.
Exactly. Is that one of your favorite dishes?
Yeah, I enjoy sticky nyama a lot.
Sticky yama and sadza. Put it together?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Excellent. Okay. Do you have any other favorite dishes?
No.
No, just those two?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, lots of good foods. I think we've been talking a lot about food recently. I'm getting hungry. You getting hungry?
A bit, yeah.
A little bit hungry.
We're gonna talk about music now.
I think that gives us a great opportunity to talk about a little bit of Zimbabwean and some Vietnamese music. Jayden, let's kick off with you. Zimbabwean music. Walk us through it. What do you got?
Depends. Most adults listen to this one artist called Ja Praiser.
Ja Preza.
Ja Praiser.
Ja Preza.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's more relatable because he has life stories to tell. And adults can relate to him because
Oh.
he's also an adult.
Do you know what he sings about? What is he?
I don't know. I don't listen too much.
Okay. So, but have you heard him?
Yeah, I've heard
Okay.
him.
And do you like the
times.
music?
Yeah.
What kind of music is it? Is it like pop? Is it a solo?
It's more of a solo.
Okay.
He doesn't have features. I don't think he has any album with features.
Oh, he doesn't.
Any songs.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so is this what your parents listen to?
Yeah, most
Okay.
of the time.
What do you like to listen to?
I don't listen to Zimbabwean music much. no.
Oh, why not?
It doesn't really ring with me.
Oh, okay. What kind of? How would you describe Zimbabwean music for people who haven't heard about it?
It was mostly just relatable music. The ones adults would hear, they'll listen to like Ja Praiser. But now rap is starting to take over
Really?
the Zimbabwean music industry, yeah.
A lot of rap in Zimbabwe.
And hip hop, yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you rap?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm very sure I cannot.
Oh, okay. Not with that attitude. Gee, come on. Okay. No, that's cool. That's really interesting. Yeah, I think rap's becoming a lot more prevalent in lots of different types of music as well these days. In Vietnamese music, at least some of the more modern stuff, there is definitely a lot of rap music, or at least rap elements. There's a lot of quick spoken word, a lot of beats. But in terms of traditional Vietnamese music, again, I don't listen to much of it either. But I remember back in the day, my parents used to listen to some really traditional music, and it talks about a lot of similar themes that you've identified there. You know, it talks a lot about family and culture and the past. My main exposure to Vietnamese music was when I was growing up. There was a program. There was like a music, or I guess it was a music, but also comedy kind of. It was just an entertainment show. It was called Paris by Night. I think it was very lovingly referred to as Bari by Night in Vietnamese. But it's a collection of different musicians, different comedy acts, different presenters. They come onto this show and they just basically sing to a giant audience. And there'd be a number of different Vietnamese artists, and they'd all sing. It also got quite emotional sometimes as well. It's quite a big affair, and I think they do lots of different shows throughout the year, depending on, I guess, the different seasons. They have shows depending on, I guess, different specific holidays, and they invite a lot of different artists along. Yeah, so I actually don't know too many of the artists, but whenever I'd listen to my parents watching Bari by Night or Paris by Night, there's definitely like a similarity between a lot of the songs. A lot of them can be really slow, really thoughtful. I think the lyrics can be quite powerful as they talk about all those different themes. And it's usually quite, slow, really pensive, really reflective, and it talks about some really, heavy themes. And so, as a result, a lot of people listen to these songs and they feel a lot of emotions. So, that's been my relationship with Vietnamese music, and it's good to know that you've got a bit of relationship with Zimbabwean music as well.
Yeah, what music artists do you normally listen to?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't listen to any Vietnamese artists these days. But
what if it's not Vietnamese?
Vietnamese. I'm listening to a lot of different Australian music these days. I guess now that we're both in Australia, I find myself trying to get involved with some of the local music stations. You can check out a lot of local music here on CMS Radio 91.1. We're multicultural. But at the same time, in a couple of weeks, we'll actually be having the Triple J Hottest 100. Are you familiar with the Triple J Hottest 100?
No.
No? Okay, it's just it's a giant. It's known as the biggest music democracy here in Australia. So basically, anyone in Australia has the option to vote for their favourite songs that have come out in the most recent year. So it's a bit of an annual Australian tradition. Everyone puts in their votes. They tally up all the votes, and they get a massive list of 100 songs that they then play for everyone to hear. And then, everyone usually gets around it. Everyone kind of listens to it. It's usually a big party. And you kind of just count down the songs. So if I'm listening to any music, I'm usually listening to stuff that kind of just fits within the Triple J radio cycle. What about you, man? What do you listen to?
I listen to a lot of American music.
Do you? Okay. What do you listen to?
Tyler, the Creator sometimes.
Tyler, the Creator. Should you be listening to Tyler, the Creator? What's going on here? How old are you again, Jayden?
12.
12. Okay. All right. Interesting. What else do you listen to?
Sometimes I can listen to Biba Doobie.
Biba Doobie. I love Biba Doobie. Oh, she's quite a slow, melodical singer. Yeah, I think I actually saw her live a couple months ago. I really like Biba Doobie. Oh, it's a hard name to say. Yeah.
It's like my top 5 artists. I'd say number 1, Tyler, the Creator. Laufey, number 2. Biba Doobie on 3rd. Probably Gorillaz on 4th.
Gorillaz.
And then Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino. It's a very eclectic mix. Very different. Lots of different mixes there. Yeah, okay. Laufey and Biba Doobie. Do you listen to Clairo?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes Clairo. Okay. Wow. Interesting mix of songs there. There you go. That's amazing. Yeah. Do you have a favorite? Who's your favorite artist?
Tyler, the Creator.
Tyler, the Creator.
I've been listening to him for like 3 years now.
3 years now. Wait a second. Aren't you 12? 3 years ago, how old would you have been?
9.
You would have been 9. Should you have been listening to Tyler, the Creator when you were 9 years old?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Well, it was 4 years ago, if you're counting
4 years? Okay, all right, Jade, I'm going to cut you off right there because you've been saying a lot of stuff that I'm hoping your mother doesn't hear. But I think that's kind of a great place for us to leave us off on. You are listening to CMS Radio 91.1. You have had a couple of different songs here with us today, but you're here on the Lingo Lounge, and we've just been finishing up our chat today, ending up with a couple of our favourite songs. Some of the songs that maybe some of us shouldn't be listening to, but that's fine. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name's Andy Nguyen.
I'm Jayden Thodhlana.
And this has been the Lingo Lounge. Thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate your company. Tune in next week where you'll hear 2 other presenters talk a little bit more about their culture, their language, and hopefully some music that they should or shouldn't be listening to.
Okay.
All right, thanks, guys. So see you guys around.
See ya.
CMS 91.1. This program is brought to you by the Canberra Multicultural Station, along with support from the Community Broadcasting Foundation, Lingo Lounge, where cultures hit the mic.